Well, here's another podcast I did. I think you'd be interested in. And I really go step by step to show you how to get money and help for anything. And really, it takes something different than you think it should take. So that's what we have to retrain people about how to use government programs and how to use programs from nonprofit organizations. What we're trained in America to do is learn how to spend money. That's one way. And that's a way to live a lot of times because 2/3 of everything in our economy is capitalism, where it requires money to get your problems solved. Now, the community part of our country is only 1/3. So you got 2/3 capitalism, 1/3 of the community part of our country, where the community part helps each other without money. So we give them money, they give free services or whatever, like your church, okay? That's not capitalism, right? And that's in the community to help each other. So there's actually millions of nonprofits that do that. And then there's a government, which represents, these two organizations are 1/3 of everything in our economy. You have to learn how to use it. So in this video, you're going to learn how to find business support for free, or how to explore local rent assistance programs. So not just one. There could be, where you live, maybe 50 to 100 of them. Or community development offices. These are offices that are in, not to get money, but to develop the community. And that's why you have to know these offices, because they don't advertise, but they give money. Okay, membership communities also, they're helpful. That's what we are, but we're a for-profit, so it's a little iffy there. Utility bill assistance. There's not just one program. You could have as many as 100 programs where you are to help you pay utilities. Or how to use AI research, because Google is just going to show you people that want to get your money. If you want to research on the internet for programs, you use AI, and that eliminates every ad and every company that's going to want to get your money. You only find, if you say, I want to look for government programs and nonprofit organizations, that's all you get. Nobody trying to get money from you. Okay, legal and proposal writing assistance. It's all free. Never worry about writing a proposal. You get it for free. Or actually, new programs now for multifamily housing. That's right, multifamily housing. So you want to be real estate investors, a lot of money for that. And there'll be more coming in because we have a housing problem. And what you have to do mainly is to avoid Google, okay? Avoid Google, you hear that? Because all you're gonna find there are people that want to get money from you. You wanna find organizations that wanna give you money. And that's what we do at Let's Go Help. That's all we do, and we train you how to do that. And you have to get on the phone and things like this, and we help you every step of the way. So you have a limited help for only $20. That's it, and we help you every step of the way. So watch this video. You'll learn a lot, even if you don't join us. You keep your $20.
Peace, everyone. It's your girl Sequoia Blue, back in here with another episode. Today's special guest is Matthew Lesko, and I've been watching him for a long time on YouTube. And he's going to teach us how to get those government grants and just get some grants in general so we can get up in the world. Thanks so much for coming on here today, Matthew.
My pleasure. Yeah. This is how I make a living too.
Yay. Yes, it's an amazing way. Yeah, it's an amazing way to make a living because so many people need help and they don't know what to do or where to go. Mm-hmm. And you've been doing this for 40 years. Yeah. I mean, what made you want to start doing this?
Greed. I had to feed myself and do something. And it stumbled in my accent. As a young man, I barely got through college. I was flunking on and out, in and out all the time. And then the war was coming on, Vietnam. And so I finally graduated college just by the skin of my teeth. And I was going to be drafted. And I said, I don't want to be drafted. I don't like camping, and then I'd be in the jungles and all that. I sounded terrible. So I joined the Navy. So I had clean sheets every night, watched the war from a ship. And then I was a diplomatic courier for 2 years. And then I came back and got an MBA, compliments of the government. and started businesses, and they were failing. Actually, back in the 70s, I also was a professor of computer science. My MBA was in computers. And this is when computers were just starting. I mean, computer was as big as this room, you know. And I had a couple of businesses that failed. And I was really, the business I was trying to do after my MBA was trying to get top management to worry about what's going on outside their company. And I go around these big Fortune 500 companies and tell them I want to set up an information system for their company to know about what's going on outside their company, because at that time, nobody worried about that. And then the oil embargo hit in 1972, give you a little history lesson here. And that brought every business to its knees. It was like COVID, you know, and all of a sudden, this little country out in the middle of nowhere, you know, brought us to, and we had lines at gas stations forever and everything, and they were holding us hostage. And I said, well, companies have to worry about what's going on in the world, to stay in business, not so much just their customers. So I wanted to design this management information system, external. Nobody knew what I was talking about, so I said, oh shit, I did research. And so these Fortune 500 companies, they want to know stuff about their competitors or how to get money to do stuff. So that's the kind of research I would do. And because that's what they asked me. And I was in Washington, and I was finding the answer to everything they asked me in Washington. You know, there was money to do everything, there was information to do everything. And I grew up in a little coal mining town in Pennsylvania. I didn't know anything about this stuff. And I got sick of helping rich people. They're boring. I was still so amazed by all this stuff. I just couldn't believe it. Wow. We live in such a country that has all this stuff that this schmuck like me from Wilkesburg just come in and ask for it. Why doesn't everybody do this? And so I said, well, how can I educate the average person on the street about this gold mine that's sitting underneath everybody's chair that's living in the country, and they just don't use it? So I started writing books because that's the way to do it. I would charge Fortune 500 companies thousands of dollars. They'd pay anything. They don't care.
Oh, wow.
And but books, and then that took off. And for a kid who flunked English in college all the time, I got 2 New York Times bestsellers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And you know why? Because I didn't write any of them. So you could take anything in the government and print it, publish it, you know, put your name on it and sell it for as much as you can. And that's what I did. And 2 of them became New York Times bestsellers. And I just cut and pasted government document. And boy, but then after years and years of doing that, I did very well. I was on infomercials and all that kind of stuff. I was very successful with it. But it still didn't reach people the way I wanted to, because it was that one-on-one. If I could charge thousands of dollars, okay. But then along came, you know, the internet. Now, 2 things happened on the internet. It put me selling books out of business. Nobody wants to buy a directory with the internet. So I got to find another way, you know, because I knew the information was still good, but how do I get it to people? What will they pay for? And that took me many years to do. I finally got it just a year or 2 ago. And I have a community of people that help each other. So, and it's not like when I first did it, you know, and charged thousands of dollars and did it all myself. Now I charge only $20. And what happens is it's not only me, but the members help each other. When somebody finds out about a program, they tell everybody else about it and how they got it and things. And I feel that the members are better to help other members than I am, because I can't relate to somebody just figuring this stuff out for the first time. I did that 50 years ago. So it's hard for me to empathize, you know, to have empathy for people just learning this, and they're better than that. So now for $20, they could ask 1,000 questions a day if they want. We have, you know, at least 2-3 hours a day. There's somebody there live to answer all your questions. And we only charge $20. But more importantly, what we also do, and I never thought I'd be able to do this, and this became very profitable, but we're still a small little business, we're just pipsqueaks, is that we became profitable, and we give our profits back to members. So we give now $70,000 every month to members. They just say one sentence.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they say one sentence what they do with $1,000, and we choose a bunch and then do it again next month. But we have 4 different grants, and that's that. I thought, yeah, I had to be Jeff Bezos to do that or something like that. I can't believe I'm doing this. But it is, and the older I get, what I learn and feel more. I always knew this in a way, but didn't act on it much. Is that giving is selfish? Because it makes you feel so good. And when you open your heart and you give, feels good.
Yeah.
And now I'm 81 years old, and
it does.
As a man growing in this country, what men do is try to get stronger. We try to get faster. We try to get smarter. All this kind of stuff. This macho. And at 81, man, I'm not going to get stronger, smarter, faster at anything. But I figured out what I can get better at.
Well, you got a lot of energy, and that's a good.
Yeah, but what I can get better at is loving. Opening my heart more.
Yes.
See, you can still do that no matter what you are, what physical capabilities or what age. And that's what I'm trying to grow. And that's what I'm trying to do that through Let's Go Help too. And I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just sort of like treating people that way. And then somebody who I gave a membership to, she looked at it and said, boy, there's so much love in this community. I didn't even know it, kind of thing that was showing how it goes. Because I'm really just a small business person, trying to make a living and make it profitable. And because I don't need, money to pay my rent anymore. So I said, as long as I'm paying myself and the other people, what we do with the profit is give it back to members, because they're the reason we're here. They're responsible for our success, because they think we could help them, and they need the help. And so that's why we should give them all the help we possibly can. So even if it's profits or whatever, and instead of just showing what the government has, and to have a place where other people will be kind, and the kindness is so important. And that's the only thing I want.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, is people who are kind. And so, but you have to do it yourself. You can't wait for other people to do things, because then you'll keep having.
No, you can't. I mean,
keep having excuses not to do it. That's you have to.
Yeah, you have to do it yourself. You have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And you have to do the research, and you've done the research, which is helpful. But a lot of times people don't know what the heck is going on. It's especially on the government contracts and stuff, that the cage code, some people can't even get their cage code. They don't know how to, like, those are things that it's like intimidating to someone, or the proposals that you have to do for the government contracts. Like, I got a cage code and I'm like, okay, well, like, what do you do? And then it's confusing when you're looking at the contracts, you don't know what to do, so it's a lot, it's a lot going on.
Yeah. Okay. You're an entrepreneur, right? So you have these contracts you're trying to get, whatever. Okay. Well, here's what you have to do. Go to this website. Can you go on your website now? Can you go on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do my phone just in case my internet tried to act up on.
Okay. Well, you could do another tab, but you're right.
Yeah, the StreamYards are acting weird.
Yeah. Okay, use it. But go to sba.gov and then /sba.gov/local, all lowercase, local - assistance. sba.gov /gov, G-O-V, and then /local - assistance.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Okay, now it's going to
get local assistance.
You're going to have a place to put in your zip code.
Okay, zip code.
Do you see that?
Yep. I'm putting it in. No, yep. And now it says find local assistance.
Okay. Well, then scroll down and see how many organizations they've showed you there.
A lot.
How many? Yeah. Okay. So you probably have
probably 10, like 10.
10. Okay. So yeah. What they are is for anybody who's in business, wants to start a business, is an inventor, wants to start a nonprofit, wants to be a freelancer, anything. They help you soup to nuts to make it happen. Right. And see, the problem is what I'm trying to teach people to not use Google. Because Google is death unless you have money. If you went to Google to solve this problem, you would find 200 million organizations that say they're going to help you. Okay, right? And every one of them want money from you, right? And you don't have the money. So
yes.
And then what leads you to believe is that you need money to do anything in life, and you don't. That's the biggest thing I'm trying to get through. You don't need money. Google says you need money. Fuck Google. Okay. They're making money off of you spending on Google. You got to get off of Google. Unless you have money. You have money, you want to buy everything, that's fine. But if you don't, I don't want you sitting there thinking that you need money to do something. Because something like this, you could call these organizations. They get paid to help sit down with you and fill out that contract. They get paid to help you.
Oh, okay. So they can help with those proposals.
Pardon me? What'd you say, sweetie? I'm sorry.
Oh, I think I don't know what's going on my internet, but I think that I said that's good. They help you with the proposals because a lot of those people are writing me on the.
Exactly. If you need free legal help, you need more money, you need, how to get a government this, or you need more people to hire. You want to get training for something, all that stuff. And it's all for free. All this stuff is for free. You're going bankrupt and you don't know what the hell to do. You call them and they get you out of trouble.
What about a multiplex? If you want to get a multiplex instead of, because I want a multiplex.
A multiplex? What's that?
It's like 4 apartments in one building.
Oh, I see. Okay, real estate. Yes, you want to do that? Yes, they'll help you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like looking for that because a lot of people.
Yeah. No, and see, there's so many programs. Let me send you a list of. There's the best way to find out about local programs, and most of that is local. Again, don't go to Google. Talk to people in the government who gets the grant money, and most of it comes to an office you have in your county called community development. And if you call
development,
if you call 211. See, that's a number you could call and ask them for anything about government officers or nonprofit organizations, people that give you free help. And they hook you up with them. Right. So see, nobody knows about this stuff, this other society. See, part of our part of our country is made up of capitalism, right? Okay, so that's supposedly.
It really is.
Yeah. It is. And that's only 2/3 of our country is capitalism. There's a third of our country that is really, I call it community. In other words, like your church isn't capitalism, right? Your government's not capitalism, right? So all these have money and they're all solving problems without taking more money because they have money to give out. They're not looking for money to get in. Well, they get it from other ways, but so, but they don't charge for their services. They don't charge for their money they're giving out. They never charge for anything. And that's a 33% of everything in our country. So that's why the people who cannot afford to do something, they can if they use the right system. And you could afford to do it if you don't go to Google, because that's the wrong system.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And that's why that's why your membership program is amazing, because people can get what they need, just in case somebody is working 2 jobs. They can't sit down and
Right,
think.
exactly.
The least, like with your program, they can join. It's only $20 a month and $99 a year, I saw. And I
Right.
said, this is amazing, because a lot of things I've seen have been 10 grand or,
Oh, yeah.
like, whoa, what's going on?
I
And
used
then
to
you're
do
like,
that.
I can't.
I used to do that. That
Yeah,
used to
like,
be me.
oh, what made you
But that-
change?
but my heart wasn't the same. I
Oh,
was so worried about money and all that kind of stuff. And now this opens my heart that I could charge only $10, help people as hard as I can every day, show people how they don't even need me. If you learn this system, then you don't need even me to do this, because it's a system we don't teach people to use. You'll just gravitate to Google again and get trapped in the old shit.
yeah. Or somebody be writing you when they see you have a cage code, and they'll be like, oh, we're looking for women in business. And then they'll be like, we'll help you get a contract for 10 grand or 5 grand. They write me
Yeah.
all the time. And I'm like, who are you? Like, I'm not paying you that. So it's like those things that come up,
Yeah.
and sometimes you get anxious, but then you're like,
Well, no,
especially for
because you
people that
don't.
want to get out of a regular job, want to do what they want to do,
Right. But you don't know your options. So that's why you'll grab, or you use your credit card and buy this stuff and whatever, and get worse in trouble than now.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me, let me show you 2 graphs here. We have, this is a list of the countries with the most millionaires and billionaires. Well, let me get.
Oh, we're
Okay,
number 1.
Absolutely. See, so we're number 1 in millionaires and billionaires. Okay. Now,
Wow.
here's a listing of there's 200 countries in the world, but there are about 30 developed countries, countries like us, so not the real poor countries, but the developed countries. So all of Europe and all these people that are developed, and China's not even a developed country yet. But here's a list of all the developed countries and who's creating the most poor people. I don't know if you could see who's
United States.
No shit. Isn't that amazing?
God dang it. Well, what the heck is going on around here?
I know that's I can't understand all these politicians
all this money and stuff.
We're creating more millionaires. You see who votes more millionaires, not poor people.
Yes, they do. And now they're moving to Canada right now. So
right. But
Canada said, we're not taking you.
We're number 1.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like an information, like I was reading.
Let me show you another chart.
We hide the information.
That's right. Because now everyone like that who's poor, they don't know that these options are there to help them get out of poverty. And that's the biggest thing. But here's what in the last 40 years, what has happened in our country. Boy, I love charts. Okay, in 1980, over here. Oh, no, that's the other. See, I get mixed up on my hands. Okay, down here. Oh, no. See that? Now that's 1980. That green line are the top 10% of the country. That represents, the rich people. The red line represents everybody else. So that's the bottom 90%. See, the red line is the bottom 90%. The green 90%. Line is the top 10%. So in 1980, this is all the wages that are created in the country. So everybody's salary put together. Okay. So when everybody's salary is put together, all the wages, the bottom 90% got 70% of all the wages. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, the bottom.
And the top 10% got 30%.
Dang.
Yeah, so they got a little more, right?
Yeah, they got a little bit more.
They're representative, but that was 1980. 2024, look what's happened.
Everything changed. We got worse.
It's getting worse for the bottom 90 and better for
worse for the bottom 90.
And better for the top 10%. See,
that's the problem.
Absolutely. And we're growing. See, what pisses me off, we're growing as a country. So back in 80, we had $1 trillion of wages in the country. We're up to 11 trillion now.
Dang.
So we went from a trillion. Now, who's getting the bigger share of that pie?
The big boys.
Absolutely. That's just 10%. And the rest, that's why people, and that to me explains why people are pissed off. You know, they're playing a game that they're getting worse at.
I know. And it's like, do you think it's a mindset thing? Because, people say, oh, it's the mindset, that's why the person's not successful. Do you think their mind is messing up their future?
Certainly that will help, but you have to learn that. I think it gets beat out of you too. You get that mindset because everything you try doesn't work. It all costs money. If all you see is, okay, I want to do this, and you go to Google, oh, it costs 10,000, costs 10. Well, then I can't do anything in life, and I just get pissed off. So that's what I'm trying to show people. There is an option, that you can do this, and it takes some work. So people, you just gonna go to one website and write a check and fill out a form or whatever, but it's there, and you have to learn. That's true.
I think it's about doing the work. You're right.
Right. Exactly. It takes that too. But like I say, I think people don't see any option because all they see is things that cost money, and I have none. So
that's true. Yeah. And that's not good if you don't look for it. Because some things I've found is just by looking for it. I haven't gotten everything I wanted yet, but some stuff, some free stuff I've gotten was because I dug deep.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I'm not feeling, I haven't given 100% with finding grants recently. I went to, create my cage code, did all that, but I didn't dive deep, like you said, and contact more people and do the work. And I think that's something that I have to do, and others that maybe in the same spot as me have to do. We have to, and so because I've been on SBA.gov and I just didn't.
We have to learn how to do in doing research. We have to start learning how to use people and not the internet. We think the internet is going to solve our problems, and there's a lot there. It certainly is very helpful, but it doesn't get to but it's getting worse because the internet is so much full of junk. And people and lies and scams and all that. And you have to rely more on people because if you you found me, okay, and I could tell you what's good and bad about any website that gives out money, but you don't know that before you find me. So that's why I'm more important, or finding somebody who knows this stuff. So that's why you want to start a business. You don't go to Google to find out start a business. You go to people who are free and help people start businesses.
That's right. Your network is your net worth. That's the old school saying. It's so true because some information I found out about was from just talking to someone.
Absolutely.
So that's important. Absolutely. So what are your thoughts on AI, artificial intelligence? Like, do you feel
it's good and bad. Like any technology, like cars, it got rid of horses, but thank God horses didn't vote, and there's bad parts of that, and we regulate it. And so AI, I keep looking for a lot of stuff I thought would be good. It isn't. Here's what it's good for, I think, at least for my work. So you can go to AI right now and ask for a business grant or ask for a business help with your business. And if you use AI, but I'm worried this is going to change as soon as it becomes big and people start advertising. There's no advertisement in AI. See, it's great. It's like researching in the library 50 years ago, that you had to go to the library to do research, and everything there was a published document, was an article in a magazine. I mean, now on the internet, you just get people in their basement just puking or something. You never know what the hell you got. But AI, like if you could put there, I use Chat GPT, and they have a free version. and you put like, show me 50 organizations in Las Vegas that are nonprofit and government offices and give money and help to start a business. And you'll get 50 of real good stuff. What?
I said, that's a good idea.
Right. And it's all legitimate stuff. Now, what people don't know what to do there, then you have to start calling, and you call those and see, what is good for you or not. And then if it's not good for you, then you have to ask them who else might help me, because they're going to know other people who do similar things, but maybe in a different area and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why for research, that's the perfect way to do this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even use it to help me with coding stuff and like little prompts and stuff that I need for marketing for the podcast and stuff.
I did these on AI.
Nice.
Give me a chart. Give me a chart of all the EOCD that's developed countries and the percentage of population that are poor, and rank it in order. Boop, boop, boop. Seconds.
I love it, because I think that it helped me out a lot, because I'm just not good with coming up with stuff to write, and I've been able to create so much information.
I used to use it a lot for. I do a couple of videos every day, and it's the headlines that are important in video. You got to get. It's sort of like the cover of a book. If the book doesn't grab you and get in there, you lost the person. So I say, to AI, give me 5 YouTube headlines for this. How to get money to do whatever, and they'll give me 5.
You're good with. Good with YouTube. I'm really not. I've just started getting with the YouTube, vibe, and I don't know. Like I'm like, what is the key to YouTube to growing your audience? And it's like, I know there's Google ads and stuff. But...
Don't worry about it so much, because it changes all the time. What you want to do is get comfortable doing it. So I would say, don't worry about viewers. I mean, if you can, yes, but it's more so that you're comfortable doing it and how to do it, because it's a long-term thing. You don't get. I mean, I've been on there 10 years or more.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm on YouTube. I mean, the other ones, that works the best for me for getting customers. So that's what I do. What do you want to do on your YouTube? What do you want to, or what do you have to sell?
Well, I'm doing. Well, this podcast, on Welcome's podcast, is just, me interviewing great people like you and stuff, and just getting their work messages out and stuff like that. My other YouTube, it's more of my music and talking about AI and stuff. But I really not talking that much on there, like not as much as I am on Blockman's podcast. Like my interviews are so consistent, but when it comes to, it's hard to manage 2 channels. Like I didn't know it would be so hard, but it's hard.
Well, why do you need 2 channels?
Well, I don't know. Like I know Gary Vaynerchuk be like, "Oh, you are the niche and all this," but I felt like, I was trying to niche it out, because I'll talk about random stuff. I am unorthodox. I can talk about a movie the next day, and then 5 minutes later, I'll talk about AI. That's how I am. And it's funny. My mom said the same thing. Put them all together. She doesn't understand why I have like 3 YouTube channels. She doesn't get it. She doesn't understand.
Well, that's okay. Well, you sell, then you package that one thing, because that sounds more like you. So if you had a fun YouTube channel that said, create money, fun, and music, or shit like, something, so you like bundle that. All the thing is, because see, you don't need a gazillion members. You just need a couple thousand, couple 10,000, whatever. And so there'll be a couple thousand, 10,000, that like all that weird stuff that you package together. You just have to find them, and they'll take some time no matter what. But see,
I love that she said that.
Pardon me?
I love that you said that, because so many people are battling with what you just said. They don't want to do several different channels, and I'm happy you mentioned that.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you just do that and then find the channel for that. You know, whatever that is. Wait, because see, you have. I mean, I could see you know you're an artist in your heart, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
And that's what I feel I am, but we're different in different ways.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do everything like people told me. And it didn't start working until I said, well, and it wasn't working. And people tell me how to do these things. My first two businesses, all it wasn't working. I said,
Yeah.
well, geez, I'm not having fun and I'm failing and everything. What's crazy about this? So I said, I'm going to have fun first because you know, all these things that I was told to do to be successful, I wasn't having fun at any of that, and I wasn't being successful. So that was a two-part lose. So if you have fun first, you're halfway home. So,
Yes, and I'm having fun.
okay, well then you just have to hang in there to figure out how to monetize it. But if you started
Yes.
not doing that, and that means trying 100 things that don't work. There's no shortcut. You put together things. You learn from people. Maybe what you want to do is have more open mic kind of things. You know,
Oh yeah, that's true.
that way
That'd
people
be something
see
interesting.
what they want. Say, and that's
That's
what
a good idea.
this is why I'm doing this. I'm doing podcasts, is that to understand people. A good lover doesn't have to be told what to do. You have to
Mm.
feel it from your heart. You know, if you have to tell somebody how to love you, they don't know
Then
you.
that's not, that ain't right then. Yeah, they don't know you. That's so true. That is so true. Because it's like it's just a frequency. They're gonna vibe with you too.
Exactly.
So I do believe in
Customers are the same
frequency.
way. Customers are the same
Yeah,
way. And that's why you have to
yeah.
get into there and see. I think as uh, even personal or professional, we're here to make love to somebody else, you know,
Hmm.
and to love somebody else, make love to somebody else, or whatever. And work to me is that way. And so, if
Hmm.
you have something you think someone else should do this way, that's not making love to them. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's sort of because you think it's good, so you're sort of like masturbating and not making love.
Yeah,
It's
yep.
good for you, right? But now, see, if you love somebody, you help them do whatever they want to do. So you have to get, and people don't have the language to tell you to. We're not,
Mm-mm.
none of us have enough language to explain what's inside of it. So that's why you have to, as you say, that vibe or at least somewhere feel that and try to be
Yeah.
open to feel that so that you can make someone else's life happy by trying to feel what they want and try that. So the same
Hmm.
way with customers, you listen and feel what, hey, from I can maybe do this for that. So they tell you what to do. If you keep telling,
Yes.
if you keep telling them stuff that you want to do, well, you know, that may or may not work, but you have to really, we're here to help other people do what they want to do.
Yes, we are of service, and sometimes we do stuff we don't even know why we're doing it, but it's something
Right.
led, I feel, from a higher place of some
Exactly.
sort. You're just
Exactly.
led. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so
No.
before we close out, I'm having so much fun talking to you, but I got two final questions.
Uh-huh.
So this one's a what if question.
Mhm.
What if you could completely redesign the way government funding is assessed for one day? How would you simplify the process, and what immediate changes would you make to get resources into people's hands faster?
Well, I would put the whole government, go to this website, findhelp.org. Can you go
Yes.
with that on your phone?
Oh, findhelp.org. That sounds
Yeah.
familiar, actually.
Maybe if you watch my stuff, I talk about it all the time.
Find help. Yeah, probably. That's probably where I saw it at.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
I see it. I see it. Find help. Okay.
Put in your zip code.
Oh, nice. Food, housing, goods,
Right.
transit.
And now look up in the left-hand corner. There's another search bar. You could put in exactly what you like. Say like rent. You got to pay rent.
Oh, rent.
Put rent up there. And what do you got there for rent?
Oh, wow. Energy share. You got foreclosure intervention.
Yeah. How many?
You got a bunch of buddies.
How many programs?
Let's see. It's like 35 programs.
Right. See, there's 35 programs to help you pay rent where you live in your zip code. Everybody thinks, oh, there's one program to help me pay rent. No, there's 35. So it's like if you had customers, there's only one customer. No, you have so many customers. You have to ask all of them all. The abundance is incredible.
Okay, this is great.
Yeah.
The abundance is near everybody. Just don't give up.
Right.
I love it. So the final question: would you rather have the power to instantly make one complex government program? Oh, wait a minute. That's kind of like what I just asked you, but I'm asking anyway. Would you rather have the power to instantly make one complex government program easy to access for everyone, or have the ability to create an entirely new program that fills a major gap in public assistance? Well, slightly different.
No, well, I think both of those are unrealistic for any of us to ever do. And what I would rather do is, because we have this governments laid on top of each other for 200 years, program on program, is to have somehow to get people to understand how that is set up so they could use it better, that you don't have to know anybody, and it's not in Google and things like that. And just I still trying to figure out the best way to do that. And that's why I love talking to people like you, to hear what you do. I mean, see, like when I showed you that database for the people help you start business. I mean, your eyes lit up. That made my day, that I could take one charming person who's soulful and kind and show them maybe just a little bit, make your life better.
Yes, and that makes my life better. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on here, and I know all my audience got all this good nuggets out of this. So now we can take this and run with it, everybody. It's all about what you want. Go get it.
Will this be on YouTube or what?
Yep, this will be on YouTube.
So you let us know what's up.
Yep, I'll let you know when it's up. So I'm gonna put it out. Hey, I might put it out this week. I could put it out this week.
Well, thank you again. You're a charming woman, and thank you for being human.
Thank you, and thank you for being you and giving this information. I'm going to join your membership, and everybody that's listening, join as well. Free.
The only thing you can't do if I send you free, you can't apply for the grants, our grants. So if you apply for the grants, but take the free one first and take a look, okay?
Thank you so much, and thanks everybody for listening. Be careful out there, everybody. Like and subscribe.